Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Quaternity Live. We are back this week as promised because it is the Spanish tournament has in Arcos has ended, and we have the most exciting news for you, and we have the special guest that I promised at the end of last week. So why don't y'all come and also say hi, so we can be in the room together.
Everyone,
Hey,
Hey.
guys.
good to be here.
So yeah, I'm very excited to chat about this again. And last week, Shreyas, I don't know if you caught this, we had Natalie on here. And so this week we decided to come and have our resident quaternity expert give his 2 cents on how the tournament's
I'm so
gone.
honored. Natalie's a tough act to follow, though. So yeah, I'm not sure who won there. So
Well, maybe the audience wins because the audience gets everybody.
that's true.
So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so for everyone who's watching today, thank you for joining in. We have such an exciting live planned. We have a lot of fun interviews. We're gonna be throwing to the winners. We have like fun B-roll of what happened at the tournament. It's going to be unbelievably exciting. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just very excited to be here. Do y'all know who won yet? Because I actually do know who won. But and if you don't, do you have any guesses?
Well, actually, yeah, I know it too, so I can't do anything about this
I mean,
mystery.
Iago's not playing at the tournament, so other people have a chance, I guess. But
Yeah,
yeah, no.
Yeah,
Oh,
Is it still
No.
is it Iago's partner? My guess would be that it's Iago's partner because
Oh,
Iago and Jorge win everything all the time. So it kind of makes it boring for everybody else, if I'm being honest. Am I right? Is that what's happening? Did Jorge win?
well, I guess we should find out by asking Kashfi, who is from the ground in Spain, on the ground in Spain. Words.
okay. Should we talk to her then?
Hey
Yeah.
guys, can you hear me?
Kash, hello.
Hey, how are you guys? Welcome. So we're here on the grounds again. So was the final today, and I just heard you guys discussing like who might have won. I can tell you who was in the final to start with. Do you want to start with that?
Yes, please.
Please, and I start.
So
You made it to the semifinals, right?
I made it to the semifinals, yeah. And
Wow, congratulations.
Congrats.
Yeah. And I had three queens in the semifinals.
Wait,
Oh.
what happened? What happened?
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's one of the typical quaternity game. It went completely crazy. I managed to promote 2 pawns, literally one after the other, while the others were kind of busy. And then I made a strategic decision to exchange some pieces because my king was super weak. And I thought if they put me in check once, then they're just going to keep putting me in check. And I kind of sacrificed 1 queen too many.
Oh no.
And then anyway, yeah, and then it kind of went down to the bone, and I made a mistake and gave the checkmate away, so I didn't get any points, unfortunately. But there's always next year.
There is always next year. But nicely done. I feel like 3 queens in a tournament is not a small feat.
Yeah, I was well, at one point I was like, oh my God, I could win this. This is amazing. And then it just crash landed, and I was like, oh my God, in front of loads of people, I've just lost like 2 queens and given away a checkmate. So
hey, you put yourself in that position, though.
It was
Yeah,
it was
gave yourself a chance.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So who made it through to the final? We had Wes and Dominique, who were great. We had Juan, who's a really good player. We had Jorge and Ambra, and we had Renato and Prabud. So
Wow.
some really heavyweight experienced players, and some well, they're all very experienced actually. I mean, they made it through to the final, and this year was an incredibly high level of in the tournament. And did you want to show the film first, or you want to show the film after?
We'll probably maybe cut to some photos after, so I'd love to hear and see more from you.
Okay, so we have the champions behind us, so we're going to go and interview them. It's Jorge and Ambra. Welcome.
Hello.
So they're saying hi now. This is a bit strange because we can't see you, but I'm going to be the translator. Congratulations, you played amazingly well. This is the incredible trophy. So how was the final for you?
Ha sido una fiesta, hemos disfrutado, lo teníamos previsto y nos ha salido bien.
It was a party, we enjoyed it and we planned it, so we enjoyed it.
Yeah,
definitely.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, a little bit.
They basically said that it was great. It was like a party. It was a good vibe. And did you have a particular strategy when you sat down to the game?
Yeah.
Did you discuss your strategy together?
Okay, so every time before starting a game, we always have a talk with each other, a motivation talk, like we're going to through this, we are playing against who and why, how they play, and then we always start the game in the same way. For the tournament, we use the same strategy to attack always from the left side, never the right side, and the diagonal. We never attack from the right side.
Interesting. And is there a specific? Did you guys hear that?
Mm-hmm.
A bit.
So what they said is they before every game throughout the tournament, they sit down and they have a discussion about who they're going to play, playing styles, this type of thing, and what their strategy is going to be. And they also make sure that they always attack either to the left or the diagonal. They never attack to the right. That's good to know for next year for me.
Yeah. You can find it.
Yeah. So this is in Jorge's book. Get a close up on that. Jorge and Yago. Sorry, I should have mentioned Yago in this as well. So they wrote a book about Quaternity, which now I'm going to read. And it talks about this. So just give us a little explanation of perhaps why you never attack to the right, just for example.
It's because of numbers.
Right.
You have more possibilities of checkmate who is standing on the right and the diagonal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hay 5 tipos de jaque mate y a la izquierda puedes dar los 5, en diagonal también, y a la derecha solo uno.
Oh, wow.
Jaque mate.
Amazing. Oh, I need to read this book.
Solamente puedes dar jaque mate directo a la derecha, entonces pierdes todas las posibilidades y se las das a los demás. Cuando tú atacas a la derecha, los das a los demás.
So I think I understood that. So what he's saying is if you go to the left or diagonal, you have 5 possibilities of direct checkmates to the left and the diagonal. But when you go to the right, there's only 1 possibility.
And you give others the possibility to check.
Right. So because you move and then you have 2 other people moving after you, you're giving other people the chance to take away the checkmate. Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. Wow. And do you guys have some questions?
Yeah, I was wondering whether Jorge and Ambra have played together before this tournament, and if not, like how did they get together, and what was their experience like playing together?
So Shreyas is asking, have you ever played together before?
No, it was an interesting situation because I didn't want to play this tournament. I had practiced with German friend who I play with in Quaternity tournament. And he said, "Why aren't you playing? Jorge is looking for 2 people to complete a table." And I said, "Well, I take the occasion and I play." I went up to him and asked him if there was still place, and he said no. So I pitched you as a first reserve. And I said, okay, if I don't have to play it because it wasn't meant to be, right? And then after 5 minutes, he comes up to me and he says, "Do you want to play with me?" And I say, "Of course I will." And that was cool. Yeah.
Lovely.
That's
Did
sweet.
you get that?
Yeah, very sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, they said very sweet. And so how was your, because normally Jorge plays with Iago, no? So how was your experience of playing with someone different, and how was your experience playing with someone so experienced?
Well, it was like a life class for me all the time. I'm learning many things, and I think I'm still learning. I still have to read all the book. I didn't have time during the tournament to complete it. But
You started reading the book already?
yes, but only the last part, the checkmate part, because in the last part of the book you can find different mate possibilities.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And he was very kind to me because the first day before playing, he explained to me his strategy and how he planned to start every game. So,
wow, so he shared a lot with you. And your experience of playing with Ambra?
Muy positiva, porque me ha ayudado a serenarme, a estar tranquilo, me ha contagiado su tranquilidad y me ha venido muy bien. El año pasado no pude pasar a la final y no pasé. Y este año con ella ha sido muy distinto, porque me permitía comunicarme con ella, ella es tranquila y me ha ayudado mucho. Ha sido muy... Me advertía si iba a cometer algún error, bien. O sea, ha sido un equipo muy bien formado.
Ah, beautiful. Did you get that? So Jorge said last year he didn't play with anyone and he didn't get through to the final, and this year Ambra really helped him to feel calm and relaxed, and if he made a mistake she would make him laugh and to lighten the situation. No? Oh, this is beautiful. A great partnership, no?
And I'm a little bit curious about the book. Sorry, I mean, after all this talk about the book, you know, supposedly get you to the finals and championships. So I think everyone is. But
yeah,
the thing is, I mean, I'm very curious to read it, both for Jorge and Iago. But I would like to know, I mean, is there like a digital version of it, and what, I mean, what is? I would like to know if Jorge can talk a little bit about the book. What is in it? What is the intention for each for who? It's...
So Chico is asking about the book. First of all, he's asking, is there a digital version? Sí, yes, there is. Yeah, on Amazon. Yeah.
La versión inglesa y española.
English and Spanish.
Y ahí todavía queda algún libro de papel.
And there's English and Spanish published, yeah. And he's also asking, like, generally, can you give us a little idea of what's in the book?
Like,
en el libro vais a no solo descubrir táctica de Quaternity, sino cómo jugar y cómo beneficiarse del juego. Cómo beneficiarse del juego y luego aprender a qué hacer cuando uno se equivoca, qué hacer cuando tienes varios ataques, qué hacer, cómo actuar. Luego, cómo jugar y táctica, técnica, todo combinado.
Okay. So the benefits of playing, right? And tactics.
Y vais a descubrir cómo jugar en equipo. Nosotros para jugar en equipo estos días nos preparábamos antes. Ha habido preparación, nos hemos reunido, hemos hablado, o sea, todo eso se va descubriendo. En el libro vas descubriendo cosas que consultamos de la experiencia de Iago y mía de jugar en equipo.
So,
y eso también es bueno para para compartirlo, ¿no? Porque Quaternity es un juego que tú puedes jugar en equipo. Y eso es una novedad, eso es algo muy fuerte. Tú puedes jugar con alguien, estar hablando con él y participar, ¿no? No es un juego individual. Eso es importante.
Interessante, yeah. So he's saying that also in the book it's about how you play together as a team, no, and two people. Yeah, his experience with Iago and how to play in a team. And he said because Quaternity is kind of a team game where you can be very powerful as a team.
It's not only to be the main character.
Interesting. And I have a question for you then. Well, I think you've already answered it, but do you prefer playing as a team or as an individual on your own?
Si prefiero jugar en un equipo.
Sí.
Sí.
Sí. Okay.
Sí, me divierto. Te diviertes más y luego haces una unión con esa persona muy especial porque comparte la pérdida, la ganancia, la victoria, momentos, preparaciones. Se desarrolla un vínculo. Hay un vínculo que se entrequeda.
So I asked him about whether he liked playing as an individual or team, and he said as a team completely because you share a beautiful experience. Basically, you can win or lose, but it's the experience you go through together.
With someone, you're not alone.
Yeah. And what's that word, vinculo? What's that?
Bond.
Vínculo, lo que significa es
que...
Bond. Like a bond. You bond with someone.
A bond. Ah, yeah, this is beautiful. Yeah.
Una relación
especial.
Yeah, really nice. Really nice. Did you get that, guys?
Yes.
Good, yeah. And that was beautiful. Like, thank you for sharing all of that about what it's like to play in a team. I feel like I'm learning so much just listening to y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy for them. Please give them like a congratulations and big hug.
Yep.
And it's really cool, really sweet.
Everybody's very happy for you for winning, and they say a big congratulations. Thank you so much. We see you next year. So now we're gonna Victoria's here from the puzzle room. I'm gonna pass my little earphones over and we're gonna talk to Juan, who was another finalist, and he came in second place. So I'm gonna pass my earphones and see you in a little bit. Hola. Oi, pessoal. Hey. Well, hope you're doing fine. Hope you're doing okay. Okay,
We're
so
good.
you're changing. Wait. Please be my guest, Juan. Bueno, esta entrevista va a ser en español. Voy a entregar el mejor de mi portuñol, así que hablo español, pero algunas palabras pueden me salir mal, ¿ok? Tengas paciencia. Bueno, primero que nada, congratulaciones. Hiciste hasta la final, ¿no? ¿Cómo te sientes?
Pues bien.
Muy bien. Y jugaste solo, ¿no? Eso es. Y para ti, ¿cómo fue esta experiencia de jugar todo el campeonato solo?
Pues muy buena. A mí me gusta más jugar solo que en pareja.
¿Eh?
¿Verdad? Sí, me gusta más. Así que, bueno, muy divertido. Sí.
Ay, creo que sí. ¿Y hay preguntas desde YouTube o algo? ¿O sí?
Sí. Pregúntale si fue la primera vez que jugó o ya jugó en otros torneos, campeonatos.
Sí, claro, importante. ¿Es la primera vez que has jugado o ya había jugado antes, alguna vez?
No, sí, ya participé anteriormente en más torneos. Y en el anterior torneo ya llegué a la final también. Y en el anterior a ese, que se jugó en 2019, también llegué a la final.
El año anterior, 2 años antes.
Sí, porque, bueno, durante el COVID no se jugó.
Sí, verdad. ¿Se puede entender? Eso es importante saber.
¿Puedes repetir? Sí, por favor.
Sí, claro, bueno. Juan dijo que sí, que ella ya jugaba antes Y ya participó también de otros campeonatos. Eso es, ¿no?
Sí.
Sí. Entonces que no fue la primera vez, no fue su primera vez. ¿Ok?
¿Y cuándo él
También
empezó a jugar?
anterior,
¿Puede preguntarle, Victoria, por favor?
claro, claro. ¿Cuándo empezaste a jugar?
Pues yo diría que en el 2018, por ahí, jugué mi primera partida.
Ok, entonces que 2018 él jugó su primera partida. ¿Cómo dices que durante la pandemia no has jugado? Eso. Entonces, técnicamente, 2018, 2019 y 21, 22.
Sí, sí, 22, 23.
3 años, algo. Eso es.
Sí.
Ok. ¿Y me llega algo?
Sí, yo escuché. Eh,
Ok.
Puede preguntarle si cómo él sintió durante el juego de la final, si algún momento le pareció que la victoria estaba cerca, o si sintió cómo fue su sensación durante el juego, la estrategia, un poco de eso, ¿no?
Ok. Bueno, entonces, algunas preguntas. ¿Cómo te sentiste mientras la competición o también mientras jugabas? Si tú te sentiste confiante, suficiente, ya creías que iba a ganar, o si no, ¿cómo te fue eso?
Pues no, con mucha confianza, no, pero bueno, un poco de tensión siempre.
Así.
¿Sabes? Algo de adrenalina. No sé, intenté estar centrado y no sé, ya está.
Sí. Bueno, entonces, intento estar centrado, sentí un poco de adrenalina y un poco de tensión, también confiante, pero no mucho. Entonces, que así fue. Y una buena pregunta es, ¿tú tienes alguna estrategia específica que te ayudó o no? Pues
No, no.
no. Freestyle.
Sí, sí, sí.
Entonces, que sin ninguna estrategia, Juan jugó con lo que le parecía más conveniente en el momento. ¿Correcto? ¿Eso es? ¿Algo más?
¿Y
Sí,
cómo él le dio la partida final, como el juego? Perdona, ma, iba a preguntarle.
no,
Com-
después hago mi
¿Cómo le
pregunta.
dio el juego de la final, el juego de hoy, la final? ¿Cómo le pareció como el juego?
Ok.
Como el...
¿Y cómo te pareció el juego de la final, el juego que jugaste hoy día?
Pues me gustó bastante, la verdad. O sea, me parecía divertido, bastante dinámico. Eh, y bueno, la verdad, no sé qué más decir, pero eh, sí, a ver, a mí me gustó.
Entonces, ¿qué le gustó? ¿Se pareció divertido y dinámico? Lo que es interesante para una final, ¿no? Se espera eso. ¿Y fue un juego lento o más rápido?
Eh, yo diría que no fue una final. Yo diría que fue una final. No fue
Movimentada.
muy lenta, no fue pasiva. Yo creo que no.
Ah, entonces que no fue una final pasiva, fue un poco más activa, un poco más movimentada que lenta, ¿no? ¿Y el campeonato para ti también se salió así, más movimentado o más tranquilo, así?
Bueno, depende de las partidas. Siempre hay jugadores que son más agresivos y otros que son más de quedarse en su territorio, por decirlo así. Aunque yo creo que, bueno, hay de todo.
Sí. Entonces, ¿qué te pareció? ¿Qué te pareció? No. Lo que pasa es que hay jugadores de diferentes, que juegan de diferentes modos. Algunos más activos, otros un poco más lentos, despacios, eso es. Y eso es, depende del jugador, depende de la partida. ¿Algo más,
Sí,
producción?
queremos saber si él juega como muchas veces a la semana o cuántas veces juega a la semana o por día, si hay algo
Ok,
como periódico.
ok. ¿Y tú, y para ti suele jugar siempre? ¿Estás acostumbrado a jugar siempre o solo lo hace por veces? Jugar Quaternity.
Pues Quaternity solo lo juego cuando llego aquí, porque el resto del año no juego.
Ah, entonces que él solo juega Quaternity cuando está en campeonatos y algo así. En general, ¿juegas en ajedrez?
Tampoco. A ver, debería hacerlo para ir practicando para el torneo, pero a ver si este año lo voy haciendo y ya llego más preparado para el siguiente.
Bueno, él tampoco juega en ajedrez con tanta frecuencia, solo cuando está en ambientes como este de Quaternity, pero vas a intentar el próximo año entrenar un poco más para hacer una mejor performance al final, en el próximo campeonato. ¿Eso es?
Sí.
Bueno, ya hiciste muchísimas cosas. Congratulations, porque llegar a la final sin jugar es admirable. ¿Algo más?
Creo que es
No.
eso.
¿Introducción?
Yo creo que sí,
¿No?
pero dale felicitaciones como muchas, como, y que ojalá esté en las finales por muchos años más. Ahí lo esperamos.
Ok, ok. Entonces, eso es. Felicitaciones de nuevo. Felicitaciones en portugués diríamos parabéns. Hiciste un trabajo muy, muy, muy bueno, muy fino. Y esperamos verte en las próximas finales con nosotras. Espero que yo también pueda llegar ahí. ¿Quién sabe? ¿No? Entonces, eso es. Muchas gracias, Juan. ¿Eso es?
Gracias, Victoria.
Wonderful. Thank you,
Gracias
guys.
a vosotros.
Oh,
That's
that's
it.
sweet. That's
Yeah, I
sweet.
Yeah,
think
should
so.
we switch back to the
Creo que se
studio?
acabó.
Yep.
That was so sweet. That was so
That was
wonderful to hear from them.
It was.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really nice, really nice.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed with Juan that he doesn't play except for in the tournaments. I feel like honestly, I like don't play. I know that's not true. That's a complete lie. I play so frequently for my standards. But every time I have to play with 4 people, I just completely freeze up. And the fact that he's playing only in tournaments and has made it to the final twice is unbelievable. That's so cool.
Yeah,
That's,
definitely.
Yeah.
I bet if he got into some sort of practicing rhythm, he would get really, really good. Because I mean, if he's already this good, having just like he just walks up to the tournament and he's blitzing his way to the final. I mean, that's a scary thought if he actually gets into it.
Was that what
serious.
he said? Can you translate for those of us who are not so fluent in Spanish? At the end, when he said that he was going to play again next year, was his thing that he was going to practice some more? Is that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he was going to maybe start practicing more to be more prepared. Yeah.
So Shreyas is
probably going to buy Jorge and Iago's book. He's going to buy Jorge and Iago's book. Their method.
It's a good start.
I mean, to be honest, if based on what Jorge shared, their next edition should say, our method, how we became the champions, because apparently they actually are just following what's in there, so everybody should be reading it.
Honestly,
yeah.
Although I will say, when I was listening to Jorge talking about playing in a team and all of that, it occurred to me, and so I wanted to give them their space. But also, y'all both have played in a team and won a tournament, and particularly one of the world tournaments in Spain too. Have you not? You and Chico and Shreyas?
It's in Brazil. It was in Brazil. That
it was in Brazil. I see.
It wasn't in Spain, but it was not presential. It was
virtual
because the pandemic was virtual. I mean, we played once as a team presential, and it was a completely disaster, right?
It was really bad. It was really bad. That one was, it takes a while to wipe. I mean, honestly, that's why I asked the question of Jorge and Ambra. I think that's actually very impressive. I know at the beginning I was like, oh, it's going to be boring if Jorge won, but actually the fact that he won with a new team with Ambra, I think is. Yeah, it's pretty incredible, and I think it's really interesting that they managed to make it all the way to the final, and they were able to complement in that way. That's really cool, because I know Chico and I did our first together tournament, and it was a disaster. We could barely make a good move.
Yeah. No, but I guess what for me was really cool about seeing then is, I mean, Jorge is a very he won tournaments a lot of times. Like he and Iago probably are the most successful team that
Yeah.
I see. I mean, a fun fact, I think they never play presentially. I never saw them playing like in person. They only play virtual because they don't live in the same country, but they are like very dominant in the game for like a lot of time.
Yeah.
But then I think it was really nice because you normally think that for matching up with Jorge, you need to be at his level or have his experience. And for me, it was really cool because he seemed very sincere in saying that Umbra got to the finals in the German tournament too. I guess that happened a couple of months ago. So she, of course, is someone who has the experience of the game and
Well,
replaying. But for me, it was really cool the way how you can always make a team and help each other improve in the game, even though it's not about like chess skills. I don't know if I make myself understood, but it's a lot about like the dynamic you get in the game. Because I guess this is what was hard for us in the first game, because the first time we played together, me and Shreyas, we were like struggling to like stepping in each other's toes all the time. And at the second we were able to understand a little bit the roles, and then everything goes very efficient. Like and I for me was really curious what Jorge said about like how for him seemed to me like the dynamic of the team was very important, right? And how Umber brings that to the team, like the lightness and that him, like when he played alone last year, he couldn't make it. So for him was like harder to get to the same position, right? And then that was really cool. I love to play in teams too. I really miss that.
I mean, 3 out of the 4 finalists were teams. Which I think, which itself is, I think, like conventional wisdom would say that, oh, if you're alone, you're going to do better. But that actually doesn't seem to be true with Quaternity. So, yeah.
I feel like, well, one thing, the 4th, I think it's super interesting and says a lot about the game that 3 of the 4 finalists were teams, and the 4th finalist was a 16-year-old kid from Spain. Like that's unreal. That just says so much about what Quaternity is and the sort of unique experience that it is and game that it is. But I will also say, I think like a large part of that is because so much of the game is about learning how to see the board. And when you learn how to like fall into that flow and dynamic with each other, with another person, with the game, which is what also really struck me about Juan, and the difference between what he and Jorge said, right? Because Jorge was like, had this clear strategy, is so experienced, like really knows what he's doing, like had the numbers down with like how many checkmates you can get depending on which side you go, which was news to me. I did not know. I tend to be much more of a Juan style of a player where like I like know my ultimate goal is to get checkmates, but like I'm just like, oh, this is broadly what I kind of want to do and I'll see how it goes. But then I think it's really very telling that Juan's whole thing was like, oh, I just like, it depends on each game. I just sort of go with what happens. I'm like, and he like really struck me as the sort of kid that is so present and figures out what the feel of the game is and like gets into it. So I thought that was like really cool and like is just very characteristic of Quaternity as well.
Yeah, I guess like when you play by yourself, it's easier to do that, right? Because
totally,
like I think when you're playing a team, it's like it either like helps you or like gets in your way. It's one of the two, because if you don't get along with your partner for some reason, it's hard as hell, right? And one of these things is like you need to kind of every time like rearrange strategy, so you can just like go with the flow. You kind of need to stop and think about, well, what I'm doing. Does it make sense? Does it make sense for both of us? Like, should I compromise, or should I let or should I know I wouldn't stand my ground here? And so I think that's an interesting point. Like on that.
The other thing that, with Juan, I bet if I were like a betting man, I would bet that he actually is developing a style and a specific set of play. It's just difficult to articulate or back out what you're actually doing and connect the dots when you're just playing. And I think over time it's probably going to emerge because we're still in the very early days with Quaternity, right? And I would bet that he actually does have a bunch of signature styles that he's doing. So
For sure.
So yeah, excited to see how he evolves in the next couple of years. I mean, he's only 16, so
yeah,
there's probably
absolutely.
a lot to.
Yeah, so we're close to time, so we should probably call it. But I did want to firstly say hi to everyone on chat. Thank you for joining us. We were very much in Spain, so it was kind of really nice to see you join us all the way in Spain. But there was a really interesting comment from Raman Subramaniam, who says the most important thing you can learn from a veteran is table presence. And I think that's very true and is like just the perfect note to sort of draw this live to a close, because I think that's like definitely what I caught and we've been talking about from both of them. And I know Juan's not necessarily a veteran yet, but I feel like he's like well on his way to becoming one of those people that you're just like, well, yeah, Juan won again. It's like so but cool. All right, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you all for tuning in. This was such a wonderful live, and I feel like I really learned so much about playing, and I can't wait to also get Jorge's book and also become, well, yeah, I was gonna say also become a world champion, but I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. It's a little too much for me. So anyway, but yeah, I'm certainly very excited to learn, and thank you guys for joining me. This was so wonderful. And if you stick around for like 30 seconds after we sign off, you'll get to see photos of what the ceremony was and the prize game ceremony. So I hope you stay around for the next 2 minutes and join us next time. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We're glad to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.